Hi everyone, Richard Lewis here. I've not made a video for a while. I haven't even done a show for a while because I've been a little bit under the weather. I do sincerely apologise. I've also been incredibly busy researching some big stories. Between the two, there hasn't really been any energy to sort of go on camera and talk about esports. And I'm going to try and do more of these kind of video style editorials, take a page out of my colleague Doran's book and produce video content as often as I can. I'm told by my agent, we've got a sponsor coming for this sort of thing. I don't know who would want to sponsor it. I look forward to finding out. Good on them. But anyway, so look, this is going to be a video. I'm not even going to pretend this is quick. I used the word quick last time. This probably is going to be long, but it's been on my mind for a while. If it runs over, I might even divide this into two parts. But I wanted to talk about toxicity, the word toxicity. And what really prompted it for me was, I don't know, about a month ago, I think it was, I was getting geared up to go to a CSGO event. I think it was the one in Finland, the Asus Winter Invitational. And I saw a thread, I think it was on HLTV, saying, who is the most toxic player in Counter-Strike? And I recoiled in horror and I cringed. I was sick on myself several times. It was like Team America. It was just blasting out at me because I couldn't believe the word had infected. I guess would be the appropriate term to use. I couldn't believe that it had infected Counter-Strike as well. We see this word used all the time in League of Legends, but now it seems to be moving into other esports. And equally, it seems to be as vague as the word has become within League of Legends itself. So I was perplexed to see Counter-Strike players using this word, because that's always been a really robust community. That's a community that you can flame each other. There's trash talking games. Even the high-level pros, they jump up in their chair and tell people to get fucked, and then it's all handshakes and beers at the end. That's the scene that I was raised with. That's what I've always liked and enjoyed about Counter-Strike. It's adult. It's an adult esport where people engage in trash talking and sledging, whatever you want to call it. That's the behaviour you see in mainstream sports. It makes sense to me that it exists. Of course, in League of Legends, we know Riot are keen to stamp this out. Now, let's start by talking about toxicity, where the word comes from. And I've got a definition here that I'll read to you from the guy behind it, ultimately, Jeffrey Lynn, known as Light, the guy famously with this PhD in neuroscience, so nothing he says can be challenged. Don't know why I did a David Bowie impression there, but he defines actually, I want to clarify, I like this definition. I think the initial idea of toxicity and the way to describe it, it's actually quite clever. I think it's quite clever. When I first heard it, I think it was a video from 2013, I think, where Light was talking about it directly to a crowd. I actually thought that makes sense as a concept. That's quite smart. Toxicity is quite astute to describe this thing. So this was the definition he gave. I'm reading from an article on newsoflegends.com, April the 28th, 2013. I'll put the link in the description. It says, the reason we use the word toxic is very intentional. In our observations and research on player behaviour, we find that a single source of negative behaviour can ripple through hundreds or thousands of games. For example, let's say we have a game with 10 players. 9 are positive and 1 is negative. The one negative player is racist, rages all game, and intentionally leaves the game. This experience can negatively influence some of the other 9 positive players in the game. Some of these 9 players will play another game of League of Legends, and instead of being positive, they might start the game neutral or negative. Their actions can then influence 9 of the players in that game, and the toxicity spreads. So to put it in layman's terms and to use examples that I'm sure we're really familiar with if you've even played League of Legends for just a few months, let's say you're in your game and you snap and you tell a guy to kill himself. Obviously, this is perhaps a bad example because it requires you to be a negative player. But what I found is we all have bad days. Indeed, Light says that we do. So let's just imagine. I'm sure no one who watches my videos would ever do that. But that guy who gets told to kill himself by you or by another imaginary figure, it doesn't really matter for the purpose of the exercise. Let's say he's feeding, he's having a bad time. He gets told that and then he goes into the next game and history repeats itself. He's still on tilt. He can't believe somebody would tell him to kill himself on the internet. Oh my God, just imagine if people said things like that to each other. And he's playing his game and he's feeding again and then someone flames him and they don't tell him to kill himself. They just say, wow, you're fucking shit. You're shit at the game. And he snaps. He just snaps and he goes AFK. I can't take it anymore. I'm obviously not playing well today. I'm being told to kill myself. I'm being told I'm shit. I'm triggered, or whatever Tumblr language you want to use. And he just AFKs the game and leaves. Now, those 4 other people on his team lose, and they go into their game and they're like, I just had a fucking AFK in the last game. I lost because of an AFK. And then they start acting up in team select and they, I'm going to pick, I don't trust you to go jungle, I just had an AFK, I can't afford to lose 2 games, or I'm going to be too far down, I've only got 1 more game left before mummy tells me I have to go to bed, whatever it is. So then they start trolling in lobby and people are arguing, you end up with double jungle, it's a disaster and blah blah blah, and so it goes on. So the toxicity, that specific description of that, makes sense to me. It's quite a succinct description of how bad things can happen in online games. Now, given that that was a very clear, and to use Light's word, intentional definition, I have no idea how the word has been subverted and bastardized and diluted to the point where it's fucking meaningless. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It just doesn't mean anything. Nobody can quantify what toxic behaviour is. Now, keep in mind, toxicity isn't necessarily about a specific type of behaviour. It's about the impact that it has, specifically the transmission of negativity from person to person. Yet, if you swear, if you use bad language, that's toxic. If you criticise someone's play, that's toxic. If you go AFK, that's toxic. I've even seen people use this to describe game balance and say, oh, that champion's toxic. Aurelia's toxic to the game. Sucks. What the fuck is going on? The word has just become divorced from its original meaning, and people are just using it to become a buzzword. Now, I did want to do a video on neuro-linguistic programming, and in particular how it links to cults, but I don't think you all are ready for that just now. You'll think I've gone off the fucking deep end and had a breakdown. But ultimately, the gist of that is that when you use a word, a buzzword, that can be used to describe a broad range of behaviours, not necessarily intentionally, but it just becomes the word to describe something, and you've planted that seed knowing that perhaps that's what will happen. What it does is it shuts down critical thinking, and this is why it's very good and often used deliberately in areas where people want to exert control. But fuck that, the video's already going to be a beast. I can feel it welling up in me. So I've had a massive problem with the word toxicity, and then to see it applied to Counter-Strike in that way. Who's the most toxic player? Well, what are we actually saying there? Are you saying someone who's bad within the team and rots the team from within? And if so, how? And does it poison his other teammates? Do we mean toxic as in it's negative behaviour? Do we mean toxic as in just he's a bad player and he gets everybody down and upset? Like, what do we mean? So if you're a Counter-Strike enthusiast and you're using the word toxic, just fucking stop, please. The word has no place in our game. Don't bring that baggage, that pathetic nonsense into a game that's been completely free of it for almost its entirety. There's been no need to talk about toxicity and reform and let's fix everybody. We've always been more adult. We've always been better at coping with nasty words said on the internet. I think Thorin, indeed, to bring him up again, has done a video where I think he actually talks about that quite directly. And if so, you should check it out. I'll try and find the link for you and put it in the description. Anyway, why are we bringing this all up now, Richard? Why? This sounds like you're just having another go at Riot in one of your videos. Well, we're going to go down that road. I'm not going to lie to you. If you don't want to hear bad things said about Riot, and in particular, this fascination and fixation they have with the word toxicity and reforming people's behaviour, this isn't going to be the video for you, and you should just check the fuck out now. It's fine. I'm going to do several others. I've already got some planned in my head. I might even record them tonight, so if I'm wearing the same clothes, I promise I did have a shower in between. We'll just see where it goes. But it is going to be one of those videos. Not intentionally, because I know I've had a few of those in a row, but just because this is what I have the energy to talk about right now. So, the GDC, the Games Developer Conference for 2015, was just recently, and you know what that means, right? So Riot, being one of the most successful games companies in the world, has been out there, and that they're in all of the press, and they're doing all of the media opportunities, the interviews, talking about all the subjects, and Toxicity's come up again, and this is why. Because obviously, in the wake of Gamergate, all of a sudden the mainstream gaming press are like, well, look at Riot trying to attack these sexist, misogynistic, racist, homophobic, transphobic assholes. They don't see it as just controlling people who flame other people. In fact, as somebody that's played thousands and thousands of games of League of Legends, I would argue you rarely encounter homophobic or transphobic abuse. That implies a level of knowledge about the person you're abusing, doesn't it? You can't just say it if you don't know that the person is either of those things. Racism tends to be more prevalent, I find, and I find racism abhorrent, of course, like any civilized human being. But that said, the vast majority of abuse is just your shit, kill yourself, I fucked your mother, and I'm going to do a separate video actually on insults and just what they say about the person that's saying them and how they're effectively meaningless anyway. We shouldn't get upset about them. So I'm going to probably do a top 5 on those. Top 5 solo queue insults. But let's focus on what I'm talking about right now, and that is, this is why it's become popular again. Mainstream media are just like, hey, this is great. We've just had a huge crisis about all of this, about people being mean to one another and sexist and horrible, and now there's somebody peddling the answers. They're peddling the answers, and we've got to entertain them even more than they always did. And everybody used to do the odd piece on this because they thought player development and looking at social behaviour in video games was an interesting topic anyway. I'm inclined to agree. I think it's interesting to look at. But there we go. So the Verge, I think it was, and this is the first one I'm going to start with. Yeah, The Verge on 6th of March. Again, I'll put the link in the description for you. Had this headline: How League of Legends Can Make the Internet a Better Place. Now keep in mind, the Internet a better place. Not League of Legends a better place, not solo queue a better place. The Internet, the whole of the Internet. And I find that quite worrying in and of itself. And then the headline just below it, there's like a little subheading: An online game could just be the start of a happier, healthier online community. And again, online community, that refers to everybody that's on the internet ever. So I just found some of the things in this really bizarre. And for somebody that, again, famously with a PhD, a lot of the stuff that's said in it doesn't make any sense. There was a bit saying, we fixed toxicity using multiple solutions. Quote, for one thing, the game has added an honour system in which feedback from the community shows up on a player's profile so that you can see if they're someone you'd want to play with. When you play with or against someone, you can award them medals saying that they're a good teammate or just plain friendly, which proved to be very effective for the majority of players. Now keep in mind, this was written, as you've seen, just less than a week ago at the time of recording this video. Does the journalist, does he not know? Do they not know that the honor system never fucking worked. It was broke from day one. This is why you need people to actually know about what they're reporting on a lot of the time before they report on it. That statement needs to be challenged because the honor system didn't do anything at all. Remember when it first came out and everyone was kind of, for like a few days, really nice to each other because they wanted to get the ribbon on the avatar when they went into game, and then people realised that as soon as you got bad or you hit too much, as soon as you got banned, or as soon as you hit any negative reports, it got took away from you, and then once that had happened, you could never really get it back, no matter how hard you tried, no matter how many honours you got, and then everyone kind of realised, well, fuck it, it's just a band anyway, what does it mean? It means nothing. No one's looking at that going, oh, hey, look, he's friendly, can't wait to play with this guy. You have no choice in who you play with right at the start of a game. So when you see the band, all you can do is go, oh, cool. So again, the idea that it somehow impacts on being proactive in the game, like, you can't dodge a game without penalties based on the people in the lobby. So you've got a friendly guy there, great. Now what happens is you get in the game, and more often than not, those fucking little ribbons were so misleading anyway. The good leader was the guy who typed mid or feed. The friendly guy was the first to fucking tilt when you went 5 kills down. It was bullshit. Nobody really... I was always left scratching my head thinking, how the fuck did these people get these ribbons anyway? And then people just stopped using them. Because I think people felt there was going to be more of a reward. And we'll talk about this a little later. Light always talks about how he wants to reward positive behaviour rather than punish negative behaviour. This was not a fucking reward. This was a waste of time. It was just something that lasted a couple of weeks, and then everybody was just like bored of it. People don't honour people now. So to have the audacity to kind of be talking to a journalist about how this has fixed toxicity in the game, it's nonsense. It's a lie, is what it is. It's just an out-and-out lie. It doesn't make any sense at all, because the problem is still there, hence the continued efforts to try and fix it, hence why people are still talking about it. And indeed, I don't consider it a problem at all. The mute button fixes it, by the way. I mean, this is a side issue, but these are my videos. This is how I like to do it. I ramble and my thoughts are all jumbled. But if anyone says anything bad to you, there's a mute button. You don't need to hear it, and that's it. Problem solved. No one needs to get banned, reformed, nothing. Just, this guy's an asshole, right? Well, I don't want to hear what he has to say. It's like the idea of if you had a phone call and someone called your house and they were like just going, you're a fucking cunt, mate. I don't like your house. Fuck you. I hope you kill yourself. I've seen your curtains. They're shit. And you're going, But could you stop this now, though, please? Because I really like those curtains. My grandmother gave me those curtains and she's dead now. And like, you're going to have a fucking conversation and just keep the phone to your ear. You hang up. Problem solved. No one would say, well, we've really got to do something about this prank calling. We've really got to do something about it. If it becomes persistent, then yeah, people change their number, people get blocks on numbers, sure. But like, just someone calling your fucking house once, you put the phone down. Problem solved. It's fucking stupid. Mute button fixes all of it. Anyway, we move on. So the honor system was bullshit anyway. It didn't fix anything. Why a journalist hasn't gone, well, wait a minute, I don't know, because anybody that plays the game, anybody that's checked the forums, knows that this was an incomplete experiment. It got brought in, it got dumped halfway through. It was like, yeah, we kind of wanted to do something cool with it, but now we can't. And there were no rewards, apart from a little coloured ribbon. That's not a reward. Anyway, Light continues saying, reputation means a lot. And it's especially important in a game like League, where the massive player base of more than 67 million people means there's a good chance you might play someone once and then never encounter them again. What? Right, think about that again, okay? Think about that again, because I'm sure you weren't listening to the quote. Reputation means a lot. Skip. It's especially important in a game like League, where there is, skip, a good chance you might play with someone once and then never encounter them again. I don't know, man. Like, kind of seems to me that how reputation works is when you're within a social construct and people know each other. You see each other over and over again. That's how it works, right? That's how your reputation at work, for example, is dictated by the fact you work with the same group of people over and over again, and maybe you have a title, and maybe that gives you some special rights and privileges and dominion over the underlings, or maybe you're a subordinate, but maybe you're very good at your job and everyone knows it. Oh, if you've got a problem with that thing, go see Richard. Richard always fucking knows, he knocks it out of the park every time. That's a reputation. If you're playing with somebody once and you're never going to see them again, it would be like if I went into the office once, of the same job, worked for a day and then never went back. I doubt people would still be talking about me like years from now. Hey, do you remember that dude who came in once? Real fucking good guy. You know, I wonder what he's doing now. No one would give a fuck. Your reputation is irrelevant. So for a student in, psychology and all of this other stuff, to not realise that reputation is directly linked to seeing the same people over and over and over and over again, which is why, at the very highest levels of the game, where you've got like 20-minute queue times, in Challenger, and everyone plays with the same people again, that matters. It doesn't matter in fucking, Bronze 5. You're never going to see shit twat 64 again, are you? You're never going to see him again. Fuck his reputation. It's irrelevant. All I care about is the 40 minutes he's fucking feeding with Fiora top. I have to fucking endure it. That's it. Beyond that, I don't give a fuck. So, ridiculous thing to say. Amazed, again, that the journalist is just like that. But this seems to be free from problems and completely logical. I will allow this into my piece. Because I'm so desperate to get the social justice warrior vote. It's unfucking believable that you would print that completely unchallenged. Like, I just find it hilarious. Anyway. So we've talked about the honour system. I mean, the honour system, as I said, it was... I don't know. I always felt like it had to have something else. Like, it just had to have something more to it that, I don't know, if it gave you... like, if you could earn the right to always be banning and picking, or just something that had a positive impact on the game, it would make sense. Or if at the end of the season, depending on what banner you had, you got a free skin, because kids love skins, right? But no, and yet throughout the entirety of the existence of this concept, Light continually talked about it. Back in 2012 in an interview with Eurogamer, he said he wanted to give something lasting back to those players who went out of their way to make your game experience better. What was lasting about it? It's not lasting at all. It's just a ribbon. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't even last that long. If I get reported, if I have particularly those bad days that you're talking about, if I have a bad day and I get reported, it's gone. Bye. So that was lasting. It just didn't. It's not lasting at all. It's the complete opposite of lasting. It's ephemeral. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so another thing that they've continually talked about, and this is the segment I wanted to get to, was, again, in that same interview in Eurogamer, Light talked about how they're well versed in research and on concepts in psychology, such as positive reinforcement and how it can improve behaviours. And we've also found that some of the most meaningful, memorable moments in League come from the positive interactions players have with each other. And that's absolutely on the money, that's true, and I completely agree. I think positive reinforcement is very powerful. And I think more often than not, if you were to look at how it operates, for example, in the penal system, it reaps dividends. In countries where prisoners that have even committed some of the most heinous crimes, so for example, say Norway, where prisoners are still indulged some fundamental rights and are treated like humans and are allowed to better themselves and receive rewards for doing so within a prison environment, those people go on to reform and they become functional members of society again. Norway's got the lowest rate of reoffending in Europe. It probably is the world, I imagine. They really lead the way there. So I totally believe in positive reinforcement. My question is, what the fuck have we really seen done about it in League of Legends? I think that, the season just gone is the first time that players that didn't get banned got a random free skin. And I mean, forget all of that nonsense. I saw some people saying like, I got Riot Girl Tristana, or I got a skin I could have got free for liking it on Facebook. I mean, fuck that. You didn't like it on Facebook anyway, so shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter. It's random. That's what's going to happen. You haven't got grounds to complain about that. But what I thought was particularly interesting was I don't necessarily consider that positive reinforcement. You haven't gone above and beyond. You haven't done anything positive. All you've done is not do something negative. And I find it interesting that Light, who is somebody that continually talks about neutral players, positive, neutral, negative. You're rewarding the neutral players in with that. That's really not kind of what positive reinforcement is about, where you reward someone for not doing something bad. That's not a precedent you really want to set. Like, hey, don't be an asshole and we'll reward you. That's not the message that you need to send out. You need to say that being positive gets you a reward. And this is where you could have linked it to the fucking honor system. But no, of course you don't. But you got a PhD and you work for Riot and what the fuck do I know? And no. So that quote makes complete sense, but it doesn't make sense within the context of the honor system, and it doesn't make sense with the fact that actually Riot have dedicated so many resources to punishing players. I mean, an overwhelming amount of resources and time and effort and energy towards punishing players, yet they claim to be all about positive reinforcement and rewards for positivity in the game. Well, this is the first time you've really given something for it. No, tell a lie, wasn't there the Baron Santa fucking thing as well? If you went a whole season without being banned? Bullshit. Again, the words come out of your mouth, and there is nothing there to substantiate that you actually believe what you're saying. So, another thing in this Verge article was they were talking about the tribunal. The fucking tribunal, boys. Lots to say about this. So, the quote is, the developer also introduced a tribunal system in which random members of the league community are chosen to judge whether a consistently reported player should be penalised, putting some of the power in the hands of the people. Now, loads of problems with the tribunal. I mean, loads. But let's just talk a little bit about what the tribunal actually is, okay? So the tribunal serves two purposes, absolutely serves two purposes. The first, of course, is to shift the workload away from Riot staff, because if they had to manually go through all of this stuff and make decisions about it, they would be pretty fucking overloaded. And one of the reasons that the tribunal went down wasn't that they were reforming it and revising it and going to bring it back. It was that they were moving towards machine-based algorithms to detect negative behaviour and to put an automated punishment in place when people did bad things. That was just how it was. It's not, I'm sure they've said, we're going to make it all singing, all dancing. Of course they have. This is the right way. But actually, what they wanted to do was get away from having a system where people were complaining about it. There was so many cases coming through, and then people were complaining about being unfairly banned, appealing. It was a fucking mess still. So imagine what it would have been like if Riot staff had done it all from the start. It would have been horrible. I wouldn't wish that on Rioters at all. No one should have to do that, even if it was some low level like data entry equivalent job, having to go through all of that shit like, yeah, you're an asshole, oh god, I gotta ban him, press the ban button, yeah, die in the fire, gotta ban him. Like, it would just fucking sap your will to live, almost as much as playing the game. So that's the first thing it does. The second reason is it's a fucking massive. It's one massive placebo effect anyway. Sure, when you ban somebody, or when you hit punish, and it gets above a threshold and they go on and get punished. Maybe you're the kind of guy who does feel good about that and thinks, hey, I'm making the community better. But ultimately, it's probably not at all. It's not gonna, your vote hasn't made a great deal of difference whatsoever in the equation. And certainly from a selfish perspective, it's made no difference to you. Those players, even if they get permanently banned, they create another account, they come back, they just pass the shit on to somebody else. That's the nature of the game. Until you hit such a ridiculous threshold that you're on a list of like the handful of really permanent on all accounts forever and ever and ever permanently banned players, until you hit that list, all you're doing is, right, now I've got to level up another level 30, or I've got to go on eBay and buy an account. You just become somebody else's problem. And the reality is that the more times you get banned and the more times you receive substantial bans and the more times you get an account to get around that ban, the less effective future bans and future punishments happen. Because you're like, well, okay, ban me on this account. I've got 5 others. Fuck you, I don't care. So it actually renders the whole process somewhat invalid. The idea that it's some big important thing and you change and shape the community you're in, you don't do it by banning people on the tribunal. It just doesn't make any sense. And the other thing is, why do reports exist? I mean, reports were still there even when the tribunal was down. The tribunal was down for 9 months. But it's a fucking placebo. It's an absolute placebo. That's all reporting somebody is. Especially, depending on which report you actually use, it's, reporting someone for unskilled, when the whole ethos is be generous and teach players who don't know how to play and be kind and understanding. Why is that an option? Why is that there? Turns out it doesn't do anything anymore. It used to impact on the MMR of the player, which again seems at odds with Riot's philosophy. But again, just what the fuck? Anyone here believe that when you hit report, you're actually doing anything? Oh, well, this will be good because he will get banned, and then the players who would have to play with him in the future won't have to, and therefore I'm doing something positive. Is that what goes through your head? Or do you just think, oh, fuck that cunt, he fed in the lane, he ruined the game, yeah, report, troll, yeah. That's all you're doing. You're angry because you lost the game because of somebody else, and you report them. And this has been proven, again, statistically. You're less likely to report somebody if you win a game. Even if they fed, even if they did all the negative shit, as long as you win, it doesn't matter. Reporting is there for being butthurt at losing. That's it. And it eases that pain and it eases that burden. But it doesn't actually achieve anything, and it certainly achieves nothing while the fucking tribunal is down. So, okay, we know that Jeffrey Lynn has talked about the tribunal over and over again, how positive it is. He's been in countless interviews talking about how it promotes positive behaviour, it punishes people who don't engage in positive behaviour, and it empowers the community to make it a better place and to shape the environment they want to play in. So 16 days ago, and this is before the GDC, obviously, imagine my surprise when PC Games N wrote the headline, League of Legends player behaviour at record bests, despite missing tribunal. The tribunal's been down for 9 months. And they're saying that actually, in the time period while it's been down, player behaviour's improved because of all these other measures that they're taking. So what does that really say about the tribunal? What, that it was a gimmick? That it was all bullshit? That actually if you'd implemented these other measures before the tribunal, it would have been better overall? We'd be in a better place now? The tribunal was one big fucking circle jerk and ineffective? That's pretty much what it sounds like. I couldn't believe it. And this guy, I say, men have a PhD, and he was so keen in this interview to talk about the 2% that he's actually contradicted the idea that he's sold many times over, that the tribunal is responsible for positivity. In fact, he was just quoted in The Verge as saying one of the things that they did was the tribunal. This was one of the things that they used to combat toxicity. Well, actually, in its absence, toxicity's gone down. The Verge interview was after the PC Games N announcement. What is going on? My mind is fucked right now. I couldn't believe it. And people probably haven't put it all together, haven't laid the jigsaw pieces out on the table to realise a corner's missing. That doesn't fucking add up at all. So, I can only think, like I say, he was so excited and so adamant to get this number out. And I've talked about this before on other shows. But here's the quote. According to Lynn's data, after 3 years of work, today, only about 2% of league games feature any form of negative behaviour. 2%. Let me have a drink, okay? %. Alright? I want you to think about your own experiences. Now keep in mind, I've played, as I said, thousands and thousands of games of League of Legends. I've worked my way up through bronze and played in plat. What the fuck is going on with that number? There's no fucking way on God's green earth that only 2% of league games feature any form of negative behaviour. Even now, I can't get out the lobby without the squabbling and the bickering about who's going to play where and who's going to get their position. And even if you can get through a lobby, even if that 1 in 10 game occurs where you get through the lobby without any problems, then as soon as you get in the game and things start unraveling and it gets a little bit difficult, everyone goes to fucking shit. You know, myself included. It's just so fucking tedious. It's just so boring, isn't it, to watch some guy who's like, hey, I've gone 0 for 3 in lane, and the person that's whooped my ass is ahead of me on items, but this time I'll kill him. No, you fucking won't, you fucking retard. And people tell those retards that they're retards. Perhaps that is bad. I don't really see it that way. Again, remember the mute button. But there's no way that in 2% of league games, that's when that happens. And in the other 98%, everyone goes, well, you know, this guy has gone 0 for 10, but, you know, I'm going to let it slide because we don't want that. We don't want any insults here. 2 fucking %. No way. No way. If he'd said 10, I'd still have been sceptical. If he'd said 15, yeah, alright, maybe I'm just unlucky. There's no way. There's just no way. It's just unbelievable. That and people, again, nobody challenges it. Like, there's a reason why, whenever a mainstream gaming person decides, or indeed a mainstream journalist now, decides to write about League of Legends, we've all read this article. It opens up with a sentence like, why don't you kill yourself, you noob? I have just gone 0 for 6 with a giant horse. And they talk about it in like these alien terms, like as if playing a computer game is the most wild and radical thing anyone's ever done in the expanse of, you know, human achievement. And they just fucking talk about the abuse that they get. It happens in the Dota games as well. It happens in every game. If you play bad, you get called out for playing bad. And you're telling me that for some reason, in League of Legends, it only happens in 2% of those games? Really? It's just... It's nonsense. It's a fucking barefaced lie. Release these, release this source material that you're deriving these fucking statistics from to the public, please. Let us conduct our own investigations into these numbers. Because no one buys that. No one with a brain buys that. No one who's played the game fucking buys it for a second. Okay, so the GDC... Isn't Riot great? Isn't the tribunal great? We're going to fix the internet. We're going to stop people using bad language. Fucking hype train keeps going. So there was another interview about it on March the 9th in games.on.net by Patrick Stafford this time again. Link in the description. Entitled How Riot is Using Artificial Intelligence to Ban Toxic League of Legends Players. And what it says in this, it reiterates the 2% lie again in there. Lynn says just 2% of games in League of Legends contain any incident of racism, sexism or other abusive language. Other abusive language, really? And during the first month of using the machine learning tools, toxicity in games dropped 40%. Now, I'm very intrigued about this because one of the things that got brought in was chat restrictions. And I think everybody knows that chat restrictions actually don't fix the problem. I mean, first of all, if the purposes of putting a chat restriction in place is to stop people being abusive to other people, we've already fixed that problem. It is called the mute button. Why don't people use the mute button? This is fucking insane to me. That it's like, well, if we make them talk less, like, not ban them totally from talking, but like actually, Dota 2 do that. But fuck that, right? We're going to allow them to talk 3 times, and then after that, every 4 minutes once. So I can use that if I'm chat restricted, and I have been. You can just save the fucking time to insult somebody. Right, it's coming up 4 minutes. Can't wait to flame that fucking Callista about feeding in bot lane. I'm going to make it a real good insult as well. I'm going to make it real juicy because I've only got one. So it's ridiculous. It doesn't even fix the problem about abusing people, but a mute button does. You should be hammering that home, Riot. If you want to have a more adult and informed player base, tell them to take responsibility and be like, if you don't want to be exposed to negative language, mute the people who are saying it. That's all you have to do. It's like if I walk into a live sex show and complain about seeing a penis. I don't have to be in there. I can walk out anytime I want. Simple as that. So Riot should be taking a stand and saying, look, we've got better things to do with our time. Report these players. Stop crying about it, though. Just fucking report whatever. But the mute button is there. Use it for your own sanity. Bang. That's all that needs to be said. But anyway, so what do chat restrictions even fix? I mean, really, what do they fix? What do they fix? I don't understand why chat restriction has been put forward as one of the best things that have been introduced, especially now they've got machines doing it for you. So if you type a set phrase, an algorithm will detect it, and you'll just get banned for it. Okay, so great. Or rather not banned, you'll get a chat restriction for it. It's not going to stop you saying it again, but it'll stop the frequency with which you can say it. That's all. You can still annoy people, and in fact, let's say it took the chat away entirely. There's so many ways you can be a dick in game without actually having to type anything at all. It's just insane to me that this is being put forward as a fix, that this has fixed things. Especially as everybody knew people who were feeding in game and getting reports, and people that were being deliberately disruptive in other ways, they were getting chat restrictions now. That was happening. You weren't getting a ban or anything. We were giving you a 60-game chat restriction. That'll stop your feeding. Well, of course it won't. It's not going to. It's not designed to. Unbelievable. Also, I'm interested in that 40% statistic. Really am. Because it seems very strange to me that, after we started putting chat restrictions out, toxicity in game, again, all these negative phrases went down 40%. Could it be because people aren't typing because you are preventing them from typing? Let's just say it works the way you want it to work, and they think, well, fuck it. I can't flame this guy because I need to be the guy that times Dragon because no one else is going to do it because I'm in fucking gold. And the only time we're ever going to go for an objective is when we throw the game at Baron. So I need to be responsible for putting the timers in. So let's say that it's okay, well, I'm not going to flame now. I'm going to just say the stuff that I need to say. You haven't reformed that player. What you've done is you've made them make a choice about what's more important, winning the game or insulting people. As soon as the chat restriction's over, they'll probably go back to their old ways, because why wouldn't you? What lesson has been learnt? Only what we know, which is ultimately some players, and not even the majority of players, I would argue, it's certainly in low elo, this is true, would rather win than insult somebody else. I mean, that's definitely not true, or we wouldn't be talking about this in the first place. But let's just say that happens, and then their chat restriction goes away, and they go back to doing what they want to do. What you're saying there is, since we've been doing that, it went down 40%. It's like saying, after we removed the vocal cords of 40% of the people, it got 40% quieter. Well, of course it did. And you never talk about as well how a chat restriction, given that this game is so important in terms of you need to communicate what's going on, you need to be able to put information out there, everybody needs to contribute to that, and you won't give us voice chat in game. It's 2015 and you still cannot talk in League of Legends, right? In a game where you're always talking about the importance of teamwork and communication. Because of that, those 4 people that play with a chat-restricted player, they're at a disadvantage. You never talk about that, no one ever acknowledges that, but it's true, because if I need to communicate something, and I'm like, well, I've already communicated 3 other things before it, everybody on that team, and these could be good people that have never done anything else, they are actually statistically, I would, again, you're never going to release this statistic, but statistically they're more likely to lose. Of course they are, because communication's important, right? We've established that. It's in all your little infographics and teamwork and yay, let's all be friends. So if I can't communicate, hey, we should probably go to Baron because they are at bottom. If I can't type that at a vital moment when we can go and get Baron, and you can say, oh, well, you can spam ping. Who the fuck listens to pings? People get annoyed by pings. You know, or if you need to put a timer in for an objective, and you're like, oh, well, you've got those objective timers. Yes, but they don't always go off, do they? You need to be able to communicate with people. You need to be able to communicate ideas. I will group after I have got this wave. That might stop somebody tilting and saying, oh my god, why are you farming? We need to go bottom. Or they might, we need to group up. Or they might engage and without you and go, why weren't you there? That's another low elo classic. So you need to be able to communicate. And those 4 other people need that person to be able to communicate with them. You're penalising 4 other people. Chat restrictions are nonsense. And what it doesn't address as well is so much of what is actually negative behaviour, like actually negative behaviour, in game, isn't quantifiable and isn't able. There's no algorithm that's going to be able to detect it. For example, not being able to play a champion and feeding massively in lane and ruining the game for everybody else is not the same as having a bad game and knowing what you're doing. There is a clear difference. If you go 0 for 10 and you're like, lol, first time Aurelia, you're an asshole. Like, it's just that simple. You're a fucking asshole. You're an inconsiderate asshole. You deserve to be called an asshole. That isn't the same as having a bad game. If you've got 500 games with Aurelia and you go fucking 0 for 10 and it turns out, you got camped top and the jungler never came and, that isn't the same thing. So people need to be able to quantify that, but you can't, and because of that, Riot don't want to penalise bad players, so they err on the side of caution. So the inconsiderate assholes get a pass with all of the people that aren't inconsiderate assholes and are just having a bad game. But it's not the same. It's not the same thing at all. Then you can be sarcastic. Where's your sarcasm detector, Professor Frink? Where is it? People just say good ulti, well played, nice dive. No algorithm's going to pick that up, technically. You're not flaming anybody. But it's fucking annoying, isn't it, when someone's being overly sarcastic and in a way that criticises your play. I've seen so many people rage at that alone when people do it. Yeah, nice ulti, man. So is that going to get picked up? How are you detecting that? What's your algorithm? Do we need to go back to the tribunal? I don't really understand. Then you've got that you can just disrupt other lanes. You can follow the jungler around because you didn't get jungle in team select. You can try and take his fucking farm and split his XP. You can refuse to go top because you want mid, and you can double mid and fuck everything up. You can be a support who rages and refuses to back up the AD carry who keeps overextending and dying. Ridiculous. So you can do that. How are we picking that up? How are we doing anything about that? Is that not toxic as well? Do you think that needs to be stopped? I do. I mean, these people that I'm talking about here, for the most part, people who go like AFK, you got virtually no chance of winning a game 4v5. I mean, you can do in low elo again, but a half-decent team of half-decent players is going to be able to figure out all we need to do is just keep going, group up, team fight, send someone split pushing if we're behind. There's so many ways to get around it when you've got the extra person. So ridiculous to even be talking about like flaming and nasty language as if that's the most important thing. So I think we can see that, first of all, this whole idea of what toxicity is really fucking subverted. It's gone so far from the original idea, which, lest we forget, was actually quite clever and a very good description of how negativity can spread, not just through gaming. Again, imagine it could apply to anything, workplace, any social group. But what we've also seen is that Riot are so keen to be promoting this as, we've got all the answers, that they're actively lying in the media about things that they've fixed and they've achieved when they haven't done any of these things. In fact, all the evidence points to the contrary, and some of the statistics are so dubious, you've got to say that the chances are they are just out and out lies. And I have no idea why you would need to do that when it would be just as easy to say, we're actually moving into an area of experimentation. No one's done anything like this in gaming before. It's failed on a few occasions, and we're tweaking the system. That would make more sense to me. But absolutely, in typical Riot fashion, you've got to push everything that they do as being the best, being innovative and so clever and so ahead of the curve, and it's bullshit. It's smoke and mirrors. You can see that here from all the stuff that we're talking about. When you're actively going out there one week and say, hey, Tribunal's great, listen, Verge, we fixed everything, and it turns out 2 weeks prior you contradicted that. Fuck, man, it's crazy. It blows my mind. But this is the thing. Right now, they know the mainstream games media are going to gobble this shit up. They're just going to be like, oh, tell me more. Tell me more about this. Because right now, it's a vogue topic. As I said, Gamergate. People want to control people. People want to stop negative behaviour. And Riot is saying, hey, we got the answers to that. Listen to what we're doing in games. And they're hoping that they're actually going to make other people notice and follow their lead. And this is why I find it really interesting and really worrying, actually. And I've said this time and time again, and people go, hey, Rich, they're just a games company, man. What are you worried about? Why are they so fixated on reforming people and controlling and taking actually very human responses to normal situations when people lose and have their time wasted? You get angry. I've said this, I'll throw this in here for another little curveball tangent, because this will be like an hour-long video or something. People get frustrated because the only reward for playing League of Legends is winning. People go, Richard, that's not true. You get better all the time. If you want to progress, you've got to learn the game. And even in defeat, you learn more in defeat. Defeat is its own gift. Fuck off, right? This is the reality, okay? This is the reality of what normal people think. Not that bullshit you've been fed on Reddit. Not the shit the pro players have to say to keep their LCS fucking paychecks, alright? This is the reality. When you play a game, you are investing time in that game. And when the rewards are there for doing so, you will invest more time in that game and you will have a better time. I mean, we've all done it. We've all played a game that we've just invested so much fucking time into. And why do we do it? It's the reward. It's like being a mouse. You press the button, you get the cheese. That's the positive reinforcement. Come back, keep playing, alright? Now, Riot could easily fucking change the way their game works. Look at the reward for winning. You get a little bit of virtual currency. That's kind of useless, especially for long-term players. You can't do anything with it. It just accumulates, right? Okay, cool. Great. Loving that. Then you win a game. You climb ELO, which now is so kind of fucked and skewed, and Riot have predetermined where you belong anyway, that it's not necessarily a reward, because you could win 4 games in a bounce and then lose the same amount of ELO with 1 loss, depending on where they think you belong, and rinse, repeat. It can be very frustrating for a lot of people. Plus, you've got the whole promotion series thing, which is just, I don't know, a bad idea, especially when it's just to get from one division to another. Sure, to get a whole fucking, classification up, to go from bronze to silver, sure, let's have a promotional series for that. Fine. Separate the wheat from the chaff by all means. But to go from bronze 5 to bronze 4, what the fuck? I'm doing a promotion for that, am I? Like, really? Like, holy shit. So there's so many things in place that make the game frustrating. And it's a time sink for a time sink's sake. So I get angry, and you get angry when you lose a game because you've invested the time, 40 minutes, an hour. Some defeats when people refuse to surrender, you're like, for fuck's sake. And you keep trying and you keep going, and it doesn't happen, and you lose. And you get nothing you just get nothing. You get fucked. You haven't lost anything. Now, Riot could put rewards in, so even in defeat, you have got something. Like, for example, on games where you earn XP. Right, you've invested time, you lose, it didn't go well, you didn't complete the mission, but you got some XP, so you got something out of it. Now, hey, fuck, I leveled up anyway, so fuck it, that's good, it gets easier next time now, brilliant. Alright, cool. I've unlocked an achievement, 10,000 games with Heimerdinger. Well, doesn't matter, I lost fucking 9,000 to the bastards, I got that badge, it's fucking sweet, it's on my profile. These are the things that would actually reduce anger, because I think most players would be rational enough to be like, well, alright, I lost, but I got something out of the game, so fuck it, right? Now, I understand that. That's a basic human fucking concept, like, just don't waste my time. That's why you get frustrated with a guy who goes 0 for 10 top and says, hey, it's just a game, man. Don't you have a life, lol? Don't you have a life? Like, it's irrelevant, right? This whole don't you have a life thing. Like, I do have a life. You don't need to not have a life to not be fucking retarded. You don't need it. So when that guy wastes your time, you're right to flame him. He's wasting your time. And there's nothing in the game that's going to give you a reward back for it. So if Riot wanted to fucking change this and to make the game better and to reduce rage, this is all you have to do. Just give people rewards for losing. That's it. That's all you need to do. Fixed. That'll reduce your fucking toxicity statistics, but you won't do it. You won't do it. Instead, you want to do all this mad, crazy, convoluted, cultish bullshit about, let's get people to change. Let's have them engage with rioters. And, you know, some fucking asshole who's working for a games company, right, like, you know, 25, just graduated or some shit, right, like he was fucking smoking weed and trying to surf 2 years before that. This guy's going to give you a life lesson about how, you know, that's what they think. That's how they think. Riot, it's ridiculous. So anyway, now we get down to the crux of the matter. This is what Riot really are all about. And it's there at the end of that Verge article again. And it's, I find this quite frightening, actually. Again, the last two paragraphs I'll read you. Of course, the problem of online abuse and harassment extends far beyond League. Similar problems can be found in other games, social networks, or pretty much anywhere else where people gather on the internet. So even though all of this work has made League a better game overall, debatable, Lynn believes that it could also help out the online world as a whole. Quote, "We realise that if we really want to improve these online interactions, we have to go beyond League of Legends," he says. "We are not alone in this space. To that end, Riot has been meeting with other game developers, internet companies, and even schools to share data and best practices. Lynn believes that in 5 years, every game developer working on a multiplayer title will have a team similar to his at Riot. And after a few years, who knows, maybe that teenager from Idaho yelling racial slurs in Call of Duty matches will become the exception rather than the rule. Wouldn't it be cool if all the other studios joined in and did these kinds of things?" Lynn asks. "Then, when we have our next games, we'll already have positive communities." How fucking terrifying is that? That a games company with this cross-section of a particular demographic and a large amount of data, 72 million players, and they're mining this information about behavior, and they're going out to schools and businesses and telling you how you can implement networks and structure and mechanics to make people reform and change who they are and change how they behave. That is fucking again, it's just insane. What, you're a games company. I don't know if anyone fucking sent you a memo about this, by the way. Just make a game that is enjoyable to play, that makes you money, that's viable and competitive, and has a thriving esport around it. That's all you fucking need to do. That sort of shit is straight out fucking creepy, borderline Scientologist. What the fuck are you doing? Of course, the Verge are yumming it up. Wouldn't it be cool? Lynn asks. No, it fucking wouldn't at all. It wouldn't be cool if a games company that is so divorced from the reality of human nature was reaching out to schools and putting things like the tribunal in an education system, especially when half of the shit that you've implemented doesn't work, and you're beating your chest and proudly talking about it, and the other half is based on statistics that we all know are made up. I can't believe anyone takes this seriously anymore. So look, this is why, to link back to the original point, I think we need to be very fucking careful about accepting this notion of toxicity, which isn't even clearly defined anymore, into other esports. It shouldn't be allowed to spread. It shouldn't be, because this is very much a League of Legends problem. It's very much a Riot invention. And if you buy into it, it will spread. And fuck, God forbid, it's bad enough that if it spread to another game, that if another studio came up and emulated this nonsensical approach to negative player behaviour that Riot have, you know, and then started mining data and coming out with all these, like, statements about, humanity, that would be bad enough. If it started happening in fucking schools, the world, the planet is fucked. Game over. Just unbelievable. Anyway, that's the rant about it. I'm gonna go now. Sorry for all the jump cuts. Give a fuck. See you next time.